Today we go face to face with the talent who were brave enough to let us blind air check their show. They've heard our analysis. Let's see what they think.
Christian and Bella for breakfast
on I98. Move your butt.
Good morning and welcome to Thursday. You're with Christian and Bella.
Guys, I had a sad morning. You know how we always drive to work up from Fig Tree Grove and that way?
Yeah. And you bounce over the speed bumps like it's a roller coaster ride.
A man always walks his two dogs. Same time, every time.
Yeah.
Did you notice this morning?
No.
He only had one dog.
Oh, no.
And he's always had two dogs. And I was like, oh my God, the dog's dead.
Well, how do you know he's dead?
He's dead. Oh, and he looked sad. And the other dog had its head down. And I was just like,
you just jumped to conclusions.
Hi and welcome to the Quarter Hour Podcast. I'm Liam Renton and today we're chatting to Christian and Bella from I98, who we recently did an unsolicited air check to. They were not only good sports, but they were such a great show. They just own Wollongong, they're funny, they're local, they're warm, and they're super likeable. So what did they think of our assessment? Christian and Bella, welcome to the Quarter Hour Podcast.
Oh, Liam, after tearing our souls from our chest during that air check. No, I'm joking. That was great to hear.
that was awesome, Liam.
You are good sports. We'll get to the air check soon. Run us through how you guys met. How did the Christian and Bella show come to be?
Bella and I were both working at a station. Bella was on the road crew. I was doing the night show. Back in the day when there were night shows at individual stations,
Rest in
Liam,
peace,
you'd
rest in
remember
peace.
those times. Funnily enough, the PD at the time, Phil Giblin, came up to me and said, hey, we've got this girl. I think she'd be good. Do you want to have her on your show? And I said, what do you think? And he said, you don't have to. And I said, nah. And then it wasn't until about 6 months later that Bella and I had actually become friends. And he came back to me and asked, and I said, absolutely. And that's kind of how we met. And I remember Bella made me take a photo of her doing peace signs next to the microphone the first time we were on air together.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking, she's such a doofus, I really like her. And that was about it.
Do you remember what first video I showed you?
Oh, it was you on Wipeout.
It was me on Wipeout. How's that, Liam? I went on the reality show Wipeout. And I was like, you should see this. It's fantastic. And that's where I reckon our friendship started.
Yeah, it did. And we, I originally was training you to fill in for the breakfast presenter.
Yes.
And she was off sick all the time for some reason.
Yeah.
And so that was why you were being trained. And then our boss, Phil, who was great, he was a great PD, said, oh, you guys just are staying on together now. I really like your energy.
Can I remind you of our first show? So I went to Phil. I wasn't a spring chicken. You know that promo team, Liam, are usually around that 19, 20 mark. I was 25. I was teaching before that and
an
left.
old duck, Liam,
an old duck. And I said to Phil, like, I really want to be on air. That's where I want to be. That's my aim. How can I get there? And he said, just keep doing your crosses, keep being you, keep learning. And then I sat in with Christian and Phil all in the office, and he said, you guys are doing a show today.
And that was
it was half an hour. I actually taught. I was teaching, still doing casual teaching.
I don't know if you've heard, but Bella used to be a teacher.
Hilarious.
So,
you guys then moved cities, didn't you? So you were doing stuff in Campbelltown and you moved to Wollongong.
Yeah.
That's a massive move to move with an on-air partner and you've got families and relationships.
Exactly.
Yeah,
yes.
and we had a chat. We owe a lot to Phil, but we very quickly became really, really close friends, like living in each other's pockets to the point where people would ask what's wrong with us because we'd leave work and then call each other for an hour or two and just talk.
Yeah.
And we had the chance to learn off guys like Stuart Cranny, who, of course, you would know him, Liam, who's legend of radio in the 80s and 90s at Triple M. And he identified some things within it. And we just bought into it. We drank our own Kool-Aid because we had these guys that really knew a lot about radio backing us. And so it didn't feel like a big move for us.
No.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, no, we came down. There was a lot more pressure here
Oh, God.
when we first got
Yeah.
in. We're like, oh, God, okay, this is like serious.
You've got such great energy together. You can tell your best mates. That comes through the speakers. How do you prep a show? Like, do you have a system? Obviously, everyone's got a whiteboard. You've got some ideas. You know, Bella's break, Christian's break. How do you put together a show? How many days in advance you're working?
Oh, we're usually just a day in advance.
Yeah,
to
a
be
day in
fair.
advance. And we're very, even though we're super close, we're very different personalities. So Bella's very structured, so she generally will get me working, like get the mouse on the wheel. And so we set up most of our breaks, but we always leave it kind of so we can move things around, or if anything pops up, we'll throw it in there
during the night.
Yeah, during
so
the
our average
night.
day looks like we finish the show at 9, then we go off air, and we always have a tea break, and then we come back. We've got the show sheet, and then it depends where we're already, like there might be a story arc already happening, so we'd be like continue that for the next couple of shows. And then we will say what's going on in each other's lives, what's happening. Oh, this happened to my son, this happened to my daughter. Oh, we can do this and have a caller on the back of it. We've really stepped up the story arcs, though, haven't we?
We have. Bella never liked story arcs.
I know.
She used to be allergic to
Because I
them.
used to think they used to be, I used to think they were forced, Liam. But now, because that last PD, we sort of approached it differently last time, where it was like, here's the ending, how we get there.
Yeah, where it becomes exciting. But we
Yeah.
kind of viewed it as something that was very planned, and we're not overly planned. Like, we do plan a show, obviously. But say, for example, on today's show, we played audio of my son, who is only 4, but can rattle off the score and winner of any NRL game from this year. And so that I just recorded last night, and we just pulled it in and just worked off the back of that. So things do change.
And then into a caller.
And then into a caller. We moved into a caller. What weird, useless, just skill does your kid have? But that wasn't a break yesterday. So we do leave things open, and I won't tell Bella where it's going, or she won't tell me where it's going, because we do very much like that natural response.
Yeah.
So,
But we've worked for 14 years now together. So I can look across the desk and know, oh, yeah, he's going this way with it. Like, you don't even have to say anything. We can just read each other so well now.
yeah, generally it's, he's going to make another joke about my mum or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
What I see you guys do well is you put your bodies on the line. Like, you do a lot of hard work. I've seen you on the road. I've seen you doing stunts. I've seen you wearing skin-tight bodysuits, all in the name of content. Where does that drive come from?
We're Italian. We've got a strong work ethic.
Yeah, getting the wooden spoon from mum.
Yeah,
probably. We like to have fun, Liam. And as you would know, being in a studio, you're not sure who you're talking to. We like to get out there and stomp the pavement. We've always been of the mind that if we're out there and people can see us and people can interact with us, we're very natural, and we want to show how natural we are with just our interactions with people. And we just enjoy it.
Yeah, like you look and you're like, well, we're not laying concrete for 12 hours a day. Like, this is fun work. Like, we're blessed to be in this position to be able to do it.
It's not always fun when you have to run 3Ks in a skin-tight suit.
That was rough.
That was very rough. And also eye-opening. I thought, got to get back to the gym.
Yeah.
I love the work ethic. Your work ethic is amazing. Let's talk air checks just for a second. Do you ever self-assess? Like, do you sit back at the end of the day and go, that was good, we could have done that better? Or do you let other people critique your show?
We've always said this about us, and that's why when we listen to your air check, we always think it's interesting, because generally what we hear in an air check is what we've already said to ourselves. We are by far our harshest critics, and we probably need to be a bit easier on ourselves, I'd argue.
Well, when our PD comes in and he goes, this was great, like, do you think, and we're like, yeah, we literally just said that.
Yeah.
After the break, we were like, oh, we should have got this and we should have done that.
We quite often then offer up 5 things that he didn't think of at the time either, and he goes, oh, okay. And so we need to pull back on that a little bit, because some things slide through that don't slide through with us, and we should stop telling our content directors what we've done wrong.
Yeah.
It's so good, and it's so good that you're interested in self-assessment. How do you feel about talent being critiqued daily? Because back when I was doing Breakfast Radio, it was a daily air check. Air checks are few and far between. Do you think it helps having air checks as often as you can?
We do it more in a communal sense. So after the show, when we're planning, the PD will sit in with us and we'll just shoot the breeze, and then we sort of build from there. And he does it in such a positive way, where it was like, we're not actually sitting down listening to the break. He'll go, hey, you guys said this, it went this way, and then half the time we're like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, or we'll say, what did you think of doing this? And we're actually really lucky, because our new PD or content director, whichever way you want to put it, is very collaborative, and he's worked in a lot of breakfast shows where we all know we've had PDs in the past, everyone has, who are not the nicest sometimes, or aren't good at articulating themselves. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Aren't good at articulating themselves. He's very good at articulating and very good at understanding why we might have gone this way or why this fell over.
Yep.
And so it does feel collaborative, and we've improved out of sight under him.
And radio is a confidence game. So if someone comes in and goes, "Oh, you should have done this," and like you just start questioning yourself on air, like, "Oh, okay," and then you're live on the show going, "Can I say that? I don't know," and then you're losing the momentum.
And I don't know if you've had the same experience, but it takes a while to get over a negative content director, and having a positive one makes it a lot easier. So we're okay with air checks, but I think the approach has to be the right way. And
we're a compliment sandwich kind of gals, where it's like compliment, we can improve, compliment.
Also, Liam, I don't know if you noticed how Bella said sandwich there instead of sandwich. She does that a bit.
Sorry.
Well, considering that we don't know each other, but this show is a fan of your show, what were your takeaways from the air check we did on you? Did you learn anything, or did we just reaffirm what you already knew? Okay, good staging with the Pictures of You song. I love that. It added to the break. Good description, good chat, fun innuendo, good personal story. What I love is self-made content. No one else on the radio on that day could tell that particular story.
Well, we've heard a lot of that before. Very clear, though.
Yes, succinct and clear, and we always are looking for the next layer to the story. But you just miss the mark sometimes, don't we?
It's interesting when you hear a content director say exactly what you were thinking, and you think, we should have done it. Like, we should have just done it. Yeah.
Yeah. And just don't worry about the repercussions later.
Yeah. It's interesting because we've heard a lot, like, for example, adding onto stories.
Yes.
We get excited when we're talking, and we add to stories a little bit too much. And so it's interesting.
That's always been our flaw.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Okay. Flaw's negative.
Flaw aggressive.
I think we all know our game and when something doesn't sound the way it could have or the way it should have. But I did find it helpful because I think you need reminders. Like, for example, I'm a fiend for trying to continue any conversation for too long, even though I am the anchor of the show.
Yeah.
Bella quite often has to pull me in. So when you brought up didn't have to come in with that second story, I've heard that 100 times, but you forget it every time when you're doing it. And we do work on that from time to time.
We've evolved so much though, Christian, don't you think?
And,
with structure.
Yes.
And how we're very fluent with everything we do, but I think my job is to keep that structure and organisation so we have the boundaries where we can muck around and have fun.
It is good just to hear someone essentially say, trust your gut, because so often in radio you don't.
Yeah.
But what you got to remember too, as content directors, it's very, very easy for us to throw ideas. You're the one that has to execute it, and you can push back to your content director. Now, I've always found with talent, if they're not interested, I just walk away from the break. We're doing something else because there's so many other ideas. There's no point trying to push it uphill. If you're not into it, we'll find something else that you are into. So, we all have to be on the same page.
Yeah, and quite often I think, okay, I would do it because I tend to go a little bit too far sometimes.
But also, I'm a people pleaser. I don't know if you've gathered that, Liam. Yeah.
And I don't know if you know this about Bella either, Liam, but do you know she used to be a teacher?
I used to be a teacher, Liam.
I'd like to hear more, guys. I'd like to hear more about that, Bella.
No, but it's always refreshing to hear another take. I think every opinion is worthwhile, and we're very welcoming of different opinions. So I really enjoyed the hearing the air check.
Always want to improve is our motto.
Thank you both for being such good sports. I mean, you really were the guinea pigs. We want to do air checks on this show, and we actually love your show. We love your dynamic, and it's nice to hear. Like, I can hear the relationship, and now I know a little more about it. You guys are destined for big things. You're very good on the air, and this is not just me with a compliment sandwich. You're a really good show.
You're very good.
I love you, Liam.
Well, thank you. That actually that does mean a lot because, as I'm sure you're aware, in our shrinking industry, it's kind of, is there anywhere for us to go? So to know we're going to the top, Liam, and hearing it from you just means a lot.
Appreciate you. Oh, thank you, Liam. Yeah, that's our thing. We always say, as long as the vibe is good, that doesn't matter what you're really talking about. People are just engaged with you, and the community is great here. Everything's great. We've got a great setup here.
So good. Christian and Bella, thank you so much for joining us on the Quarter Hour podcast.
It was a pleasure. Thank you, Liam.
Thanks, Liam. You're the best.